Many travelers who arrive in Paris know for sure that they want to visit Versailles, but almost no one talks about this other option, which honestly is really surprising. The Palace of Fontainebleau is huge, spectacular, and has something that Versailles often lacks: tranquility and authenticity. Fellow travelers, we're going to show you why this is an option to consider during your visit to Paris, whether you've already been to Versailles or not. And at the end, we'll see another palace to add to this route, making it an excellent day trip from Paris if you want to spend a day among palaces and French history. We are Monica and Fernando, and we're off to a day of palaces. Located about 70 kilometers south of Paris, it will take you around an hour to get there. Now let's look at the different ways to do it. Let's go with the first option. We decided to do it by car, on a route we took for a week through France. But if you were doing it from Paris, driving out gives you a different perspective. It takes you about an hour, depending on the traffic, and the road gradually leads you into the impressive Fontainebleau forest. The best thing about this option is the freedom. You don't have to worry about whether the bus from the station leaves at a certain time, or if the last train leaves early. You can combine your visit with the surrounding villages, or simply stay until the last minute, watching the sunset in the gardens without rushing. If you're traveling in a group or with family, for us it's the most comfortable option, and the one that lets you enjoy the journey as part of the trip. Music. But be careful. Going on your own by car has an essential requirement: music. If your map cuts out when leaving Paris, or on the forest routes, the trip quickly gets complicated. And this is where something happened to us, because we changed the itinerary almost on the fly. We decided to extend our stay in France to do this route, but our main Holafly plan ended just the day before for that very reason, because we thought we would finish a day earlier. At another time, this would have meant losing GPS on the road, but we were saved. The new Holafly feature, Always On, which is always on. It's a backup plan that gives you 1 gigabyte per month in more than 70 destinations, even when your main plan has already expired. Thanks to that extra giga, we were able to keep using the maps to get there, look for parking, and check historical information without stress, until we got the new eSIMs for the following days. It's that safety net that lets you improvise one more day of travel without being disconnected. We always travel with the Holafly eSIM because we think they're the best option for staying connected. We're leaving the discount code here for you, both on the screen and in the description. Now, if you don't want to drive, don't worry. There are options for every style. Let's go to the most common one, the most used: the train. The train is very practical. From Gare de Lyon, you take the R line of the Transilien to Fontainebleau-Avon for about €5 per trip, give or take. If you have the daily or weekly Navigo pass, the trip to Fontainebleau is free because it's already included up to Zone 5. It's a 40-minute ride, and when you get off, there's a bus, line number 1, that drops you off right at the entrance. The cost is about €2 approximately, but it's also included in your Navigo pass if you have one, as we mentioned. So this way is comfortable, fast, and affordable. Now, if what you're looking for is not to worry about anything at all, there are tours that include direct transportation from the center of Paris and an audio guide in Spanish. It's a bit pricier, but you avoid worrying about maps, bus transfers, or logistics. It's the ideal option for those who want to enjoy the day without any complications. These tours usually cost around €70, but the best part is that they include a visit to another nearby palace, which is a real gem. I'll leave them as an extra at the end of the video. As I mentioned, it's a great choice if you want to experience France's most elegant side in just one day. As soon as you arrive, you realize that Fontainebleau is not just the palace. The city itself is charming. If you like that French city aesthetic with alleys and little boutiques, I assure you that you'll want to walk around for a while. It's the perfect place to have a coffee before starting your visit. Since we arrived by car, the first thing we did was look for a place to park it. Right in front of the palace, there's a paid parking lot. Now, let's get to what we came for. To enter the palace, you have two options. Buy your ticket at the ticket office. The price of a general admission ticket is 17 euros. And the other option is to buy your ticket online. My advice is to buy it online in advance on the official website. Lines aren't as long as at Versailles. Everything here runs much more smoothly. But you make sure you get in. Here's an important detail. If you're 25 or younger and a resident of the European Union, admission is free. It's also free for anyone under 18, regardless of nationality. And for everyone else, remember that on the first Sunday of every month, except during the summer, admission is also free. But keep in mind, there will be more people then. I'll repeat, this is not the case in June, July, and August. With your ticket in hand, get ready. We're about to enter a place that was home to 34 kings and 2 emperors. Unlike other palaces that feel like cold museums, Fontainebleau feels alive, as if Napoleon just walked out that door. Let's walk through its halls, and I'll tell you why this place is, for many, the true jewel of the French crown. Walking in here is an experience that leaves you speechless. It's not just seeing decorated walls, it's feeling small before the magnificence of a place that seems to hold the echo of those who once lived here. As you walk through these halls, it's impossible not to close your eyes for a moment and imagine the real people with their dilemmas and their lives walking through these same corridors. But if there's one person who left a lasting mark on this place, it was Napoleon Bonaparte. He used to say that this was the true home of the kings. In fact, here you will see something unique. The only throne room in France that still has its historical furnishings almost completely intact, arranged in its current form during the reign of Napoleon Bonaparte. When you arrive at the throne room or the abdication room, that feeling I mentioned becomes even stronger. That's where you realize that in this majestic space, decisions were made that changed the world. It's overwhelming to be in the exact place where Napoleon signed his resignation. And while walking through these halls makes you feel small, you also feel fortunate to be able to witness what time has left for us. And of course, we couldn't finish the tour without talking about the famous horseshoe staircase. It's the greatest symbol of the palace. It was right here where Napoleon said goodbye to his guard before leaving for exile. Nowadays, it's the place where everyone wants a photo, and for good reason, because architecturally, it's a work of art. After all that opulence indoors, stepping into the gardens is a breath of fresh air. You can't imagine how many ducks there are everywhere. They're literally everywhere. They're the real owners of the place. Travel buddy, can we take a break here? Is the video showing you a new place? Is it helping you with your itinerary? Or is it simply transporting you to a different era of France? If that's the case, and you're enjoying it, we invite you to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos. To help with your trips, give it a like and share it with friends and family who, just like you and me, enjoy creating their own itineraries or discovering places with history in France. Let's continue. Strolling through the gardens is a must on this tour. We will see the Garden of Diana, which is intimate and quiet, the English Garden, natural and curvy, breaking the French rigidity, or the Grand Pond, where giant carp live and where you get the best reflection of the palace. Although my favorite spot for a photo was the garden fountain, I think the reflection was perfect from here. But if you walk a little further, you reach the Grand Canal. It's impressive. This is where you really feel the scale of what royal life was like. After strolling through halls and gardens that transported us to another era, it's time to leave. As I promised you at the beginning, here comes the extra that almost no one tells you about. If you have time, or if you book one of those organized tours we talked about, you can add a visit to the Vaux-le-Vicomte Palace. It's very close to here, and it's an absolute gem. In fact, it was this palace that inspired the creation of Versailles. It's a bit smaller, but the harmony between the architecture and the gardens is perfect. Vaux-le-Vicomte is about 60 kilometers from Paris. You can also come from Paris by train plus bus, also departing from Gare de Lyon. And as I mentioned, you can also do it on a tour that covers both on the same day. I think this is a good option to keep things simple. I'll put them on the screen and in the description. If you're fans of history and decoration, doing the Fontainebleau and Bois de Vaux-le-Vicomte combo is the ultimate plan for an unforgettable day outside of Paris. As you can see, it's neither far nor hard to reach. So, is it really worth coming all the way here to visit these two palaces? For us, the answer is a definite yes. Fontainebleau gives you that connection with the history of France, which gets lost in other places because of the crowds. But we want to remind you that Versailles is definitely a must-see, so here we'll leave you a step-by-step guide to help you plan your visit.